Hello everybody. Wasn't planning on doing a video today because I had to do a supply run and I just got home and it's already almost dinner time and I'm so hot and tired, but I felt like I really needed to do this video. First of all, I forgot to mention in my video yesterday about Paul Gillies. He was actually at the UK Bethel branch. I believe he was on one of the committees. And so he knew those, elders, those problem solvers were being sent to Ireland. So he lied. And if you haven't had a chance to watch it, Jexit, Jexit, hi sweetie, he's just done a video where he knew one of, I believe he said circuit overseer. I was still asleep this morning drinking my coffee when we were watching his video, but he knew one of them that was sent to Ireland to deal with that problem. So yeah, they lied. Oh, friends, it just never ends. It never ends with these cults, these religions. There's some more news items that I wanted to cover, a few here on jw.org. They've come out with a new article. What does the Bible say about pandemics? The Bible's answer. It may surprise you. No, it won't. Did the Bible foretell pandemics? The Bible does not mention specific pandemics or diseases such as COVID-19, AIDS, TB, malaria, or the Spanish flu, but it does foretell pestilences and deadly plague. Well, those have been plaguing mankind, no pun intended, since the very beginning. But I thought this was interesting. The next subheading, has God ever punished people with sickness? The answer may surprise you, and I highly recommend you do some research on this. Our friend XJW Elder's wife Jane Doe has done several videos about these type of scriptures, and they have quite a few here. But I'm just going to read this. Has God ever punished people with sickness? The Bible reports a few occasions when God used sickness to punish people. For example, he caused some individuals to have leprosy. And they quote Numbers 12, 1 through 16, 2 Kings 5, 20 through 27, and 2 Chronicles 26, 16 through 21. I can't imagine our Heavenly Father, the source of all, punishing His children with such horrible things as leprosy. I can't. That's not a God of love. As a parent, I don't care what my kid would have done. I would have never punished her with something like leprosy or some of these other diseases. Never. So to think that a God of love, our Heavenly Father, would do that to His children, just like hell. I can't believe in a physical hell that burns and torments people, that our Father would allow that. Going on with their article. However, these isolated incidents were not indiscriminate pandemics that spread to innocent people. Rather, such events were specific judgments on individuals who had clearly rebelled against God. Are today's pandemics punishment from God? No. So anyway, you get the idea. This is on the jw.org website. And I was actually looking for something else when I seen that. They have another article here, and I'm going to put the link down below. It's dated August 10th, 2020. video production for 2020 Always Rejoice Regional Convention Program. Now, for those of you who are triggered by things Watchtower does and the amount of money they spend on stuff, you may not want to watch it or listen to this, because it's how your donations are used. I was so mad, I was spitting mad, and it was just unbelievable, because they talk about all the videos that they were going to have for the regional convention. Now, it's interesting because they started work on these 2 years ago, before COVID was even known. So keep that in mind when you're reading this. Nearly 900 of our brothers and sisters from around the world offered their time and skill to help produce the program. In total, they spent 100,000 hours over a 2-year period on the project. Now stop and think about that for a minute. That's 100,000 hours, man-hours, in a 2-year period. So instead of spending those 100,000 hours in the preaching work, it was to make these videos. It gets better, or maybe I should say worse. Then it goes on to talk about their governing body is very interested in having a variety of cultures and locations featured in our videos. Helps to reflect accurately the global nature of their brotherhood. But if you scroll down, right above the video, it talks about these sets, the equipment and sets that they need just to do the Nehemiah drama. Okay, so just that one drama. Many of our videos also call for specialized equipment and sets. For example, sets for Nehemiah, the Joy of Jehovah is Your Stronghold, were built inside the Mount Ebo studio near Patterson, New York, USA. To make the best use of dedicated funds while giving the film a historically accurate appearance, the brothers constructed lightweight set pieces designed to mimic the walls of ancient Jerusalem. Each structure consisted of a 6-meter tall, 20 feet, wood frame covered in foam with a faux finish that looked like stone. These walls could be moved to fit different scenes, reducing the total number of sets needed. Even so, here's the important part, even so, nearly 100,000 US dollars was required to construct sets for the drama alone. So in editing this, Mikey heard me reading this, and he said they've got the money to spend $100,000 on their movie sets, but they don't have the money to join the Australian redress scheme. Good point, Mikey. Wow. Wow. Knowing these details increases our appreciation for this year's regional convention program. We're confident that the effort involved in producing this program will result in a global shout of praise to Jehovah. Thank you for your generous donations through the worldwide work through donate.jw.org and other means. Oidole! Now, it made me think of so many right now who may still be out of work, who are hurting financially, who may be on the verge of losing their home or apartment, ones who, are just having a very rough time all over the world. And even years ago, before COVID, back when I was still a JW, my mom had a heck of a time. She struggled just to give them $20 a month and then $20 each convention. But she would have to do without something to do that. And she thinks, that this has helped the preaching work. How does building walls for a drama promote God's kingdom. You guys could just use CGI. It's what a lot of movie productions do. You don't have to build all this. And it reminds me of the video we did years ago when the Prodigal Son first came out. They actually had a behind the scenes of the Prodigal Son. And what they went through to make that a full movie production was just incredible. They actually bought cars and refitted them and made them look exactly like New York police cars, complete with sirens and everything. So this is how your donations are being used. Now, before I go, I'm going to put a link down below to this. Fox 13 investigates. The LDS Church urges leaders to not participate in any type of court case. You guys are going to notice a familiar string here, familiar policy. Salt Lake City. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are questioning a letter that was sent to leaders last week, aka their elders, reminding them of a policy that prevents them from getting involved in any type of court case without speaking first to the church. Sound familiar? So I contacted this Adam Herbets, and I said, you really need to investigate Jehovah's Witnesses, because we have letters that were sent to the elders, and this has been their policy for years. It is right in the elders' manual that any accusation of any crime, they are to call the legal department first. So we'll see if anything becomes of that. On with the article. The letter dated August 4th, 2020 was addressed to leaders in the United States and Canada. It was signed by members of the First Presidency. We remind leaders and members of a long-standing policy that church leaders should not involve themselves in civil or criminal cases regarding members in their units, quorums, or organizations without first consulting with church legal counsel. Deja vu. Sounds very familiar. The letter reads, however, well-intentioned church leaders sharing information in legal proceedings can sometimes be misinterpreted and even damaging. Following the church's policy also keeps the church from being inappropriately implicated in legal matters. They're all the same. They're all the same. Watchtower, do you see? You are no different than every other religion out there. There is no difference between Jehovah's Witnesses, maybe a few minor doctrine, policies, and rules difference, but they all have the same MO, method of operation. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you so much for contacting me. I'm getting a lot of nail and coffin emails in. So as soon as I get through all of those, we're hoping to do our video. So you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.